When Johnny Comes Marching Home is a popular song of the American Civil War that expressed people's longing for the return of their friends and relatives who were fighting in the war. Origins: the lyrics to When Johnny Comes Marching Home were written by the Irish-American band leader Patrick Gilmore during the American Civil War. Its first sheet music publication was deposited in the Library of Congress on September 26, 1863, with words and music credited to Louis Lambert. Copyright was retained by the publisher, Henry Tolman and Company, of Boston. Why Gilmore chose to publish under a pseudonym is not clear, but popular composers of the period often employed pseudonyms to add a touch of romantic mystery to their compositions. Gilmore is said to have written the song for his sister Annie as she prayed for the safe return of her fiancé. Copyright, Union Light Artillery Captain John Irk, from the Civil War, although it is not clear if the engagement already existed in 1863, as the two were not married until 1875. Gilmore later acknowledged that the music was not original but was, as he put it in an 1883 article in the Musical Herald, a musical waif which I happened to hear somebody humming in the early days of the rebellion, and taking a fancy to it, wrote it down, dressed it up, gave it a name, and rhymed it into usefulness for a special purpose suited to the times. The melody was previously published around July 1, 1863, as the music to the Civil War drinking song Johnny Fill Up the Bowl. A color-illustrated, undated slip of Gilmore's lyrics, printed by his own Boston publisher, actually states that When Johnny Comes Marching Home should be sung to the tune of Johnny Fill Up the Bowl. The original sheet music for Johnny Fill Up the Bowl states that the music was arranged by J. Durnall. There is a melodic resemblance of the tune to that of John Anderson, My Joe, and Jonathan Leiter has suggested a connection to the 17th-century ballad The Three Ravens. When Johnny Comes Marching Home is also sung to the same tune as Johnny I Hardly Knew Ye and is frequently thought to have been a rewriting of that song. However, Johnny I Hardly Knew Ye was not published until 1867, and it originally had a different melody. When Johnny Comes Marching Home was immensely popular and was sung by both sides of the American Civil War. It became a hit in England as well. Other versions quite a few variations on the song, as well as songs set to the same tune but with different lyrics, have appeared since When Johnny Comes Marching Home was popularized. The alleged larcenous tendencies of some Union soldiers in New Orleans were parodied in the lyrics for Bales, to the same tune. A British version appeared in 1914, with a similar title, When Tommy Comes Marching Home. The 1880 U.S. presidential election campaign featured a campaign song called If the Johnnies Get Into Power. Morton Gould's classical arrangement American Salute of the song. Harris, Roy, When Johnny Comes Marching Home an American Overture. The Andrews Sisters, a swing-era sister act sang an upbeat swing version in the 1940s. Arcangel Brazil. Popular culture The children's songs The Ants Go Marching One by One and The Animals Went In Two by Two reuse the tune and the refrain. The song was used in an Australian 2013 commercial for Volkswagen and a 2014 commercial for the Nissan Pathfinder. British pop singer Adam Faith reached number 5 in the UK charts with his version, called Johnny Comes Marching Home in 1960. Faith also sang the version When Johnny Comes Marching Home over the opening and closing title credits for the British crime thriller Never Let Go. This version was arranged and conducted by John Barry. A French version Johnny Revent la Guerre was recorded by Barr copyright Ruri Noir, on the album Macadam Massacre. The Pittsburgh Pirates organ player would play the song, each time second baseman Johnny Ray, would come to bat. In Finland the tune is known as Kapteeni Kauku, a children's song with lyrics by Kyrjo Vaudinma Currency, and most recently recorded by the Finnish children's band Havisaurus on their album Euravin Kuninkaat. United States soccer fans sing the chorus to this song during matches as a patriotic hymn to support their national team. Alvin and the Chipmunks covered the song for their 1960 album Sing Again with the Chipmunks. The song or its melody has also been used in many movie soundtracks, including Cavalcade, 1933, Gone with the Wind, 1939. The Great Dictator, 1940. Yankee Doodle Dandy, 1942. Stalag 17, 1953. The Horse Soldiers, 1959. How the West Was Won, 1962. Dr. Strangelove or, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, 1964. The Crazies, 1973. Monty Python and the Holy Grail, 1975. Born on the 4th of July 1989. Joe vs. the Volcano 1990. Die Hard with a Vengeance 1995. The Second Civil War, 1997. Ants, 1998. And the Majestic, 2001. The Clash used the melody and some of the lyrics for their song English Civil War on the Give 'Em Enough Rope album. Jacob Miller used the melody for his song Peace Treaty, which was written for the One Love Peace concert in Kingston, Jamaica, on April 22, 1978, to celebrate a peace treaty between the opposing leading parties. A Galician Celtic folk music ensemble Luana Lubri used the tune in the song Os Anamai on the 2007 Camia Plus or Minus Os da Fin da Terra album. German EBM band Tiskluda recorded a version on their album Anonymous called March. American singer Angel Snow's rendition of the song appears on the compilation album Divided and United, Songs of the Civil War. It is used as the ending theme for the OVA series, Black Lagoon, Roberta's Blood Trail. The Fightin' Texas Aggie Band, the marching band of Texas A&M University, often plays an arrangement of the song as a field march. Johnny Cash used the melody for the song Standing on the Promises from the soundtrack for the film I Walk the Line. Lyrics: the original lyrics is written by Gilmore, R. When Johnny comes marching home again, hurrah! Hurrah! We'll give him a hearty welcome then, hurrah! Hurrah! The men will cheer and the boys will shout, the ladies they will all turn out, and we'll all feel gay. When Johnny comes marching home, the old church bell will peal with joy, hurrah! Hurrah! To welcome home our darling boy, hurrah! Hurrah! The village lads and lasses say, with roses they will strew the way, and we'll all feel gay. When Johnny comes marching home, get ready for the jubilee, hurrah! Hurrah! We'll give the hero 3 times 3, hurrah! Hurrah! The laurel wreath is ready now, to place upon his loyal brow, and we'll all feel gay. When Johnny comes marching home, let love and friendship on that day, hurrah, hurrah! Their choicest pleasures then display, hurrah, hurrah! And let each one perform some part, to fill with joy the warrior's heart, and we'll all feel gay. When Johnny comes marching home. Johnny Fill Up the Bowl, Johnny Fill Up the Bowl, which provided the tune for When Johnny Comes Marching Home, was a topical drinking song that commented on events in the American Civil War. It was frequently refitted with new words by soldiers and other publishers. A satirical variant of Johnny Fill Up the Bowl, entitled For Bales or, more fully, For Bales. I Know a True Tale. Dedicated to those pure patriots who were afflicted with cotton on the brain, and who saw the elephant, was published in New Orleans in 1864, by A. Blackmar. Lyrics equals 1. We all went down to New Orleans, for bales, for bales. We all went down to New Orleans, for bales, says I. We all went down to New Orleans, to get a peep behind the scenes, and we'll all drink stone blind, Johnny Fill Up the Bowl. 2. We thought when we got in the ring, for bales, for bales. We thought when we got in the ring, for bales, says I. We thought when we got in the ring, greenbacks would be a dead sure thing, and we'll all drink stone blind, Johnny Fill Up the Bowl. 3. The ring went up, with bagging and rope, for bales, for bales. Upon the Black Hawk with bagging and rope, for bales, says I. Went up Red River with bagging and rope, expecting to make a pile of soap, and we'll all drink stone blind, Johnny Fill Up the Bowl. 4. But Taylor and Smith, with ragged ranks, for bales, for bales. But Taylor and Smith, with ragged ranks, for bales, says I. But Taylor and Smith, with ragged ranks, burned up the cotton and whipped old banks, and we'll all drink stone blind, Johnny Fill Up the Bowl. 5. Irving came back and cursed and swore, for bales, for bales. Irving came back and cursed and swore, for bales, says I. Ring came back and cursed and swore, for we got no cotton at Grand Echo, and we'll all drink stone blind, Johnny fill up the bowl. 6. Now let us all give praise and thanks, for Bales, for Bales. Now let us all give praise and thanks, for Bales, says I. Now let us all give praise and thanks, for the victory gained by General Banks, and we'll all drink stone blind, Johnny fill up the bowl. References. Bibliography, Erbson, Wayne, Rousing Songs and True Tales of the Civil War. Native Ground Books and Music, 2008. ISBN 1-883206-33-2, Lambert, Louis. When Johnny Comes Marching Home. Boston, Henry Tillman and Company. Leiter, Jonathan. The Best Anti-War Song Ever Written, Occasional Papers in Folklore No. 1. Camsco Music and Loomis House Press, 2012. ISBN 978-1-935243-89-2. External links. When Johnny Comes Marching Home, John Terriller Euro Library of Congress Performing Arts Encyclopedia. When Johnny Comes Marching Home Overview Padua Euro Library of Congress Performing Arts Encyclopedia. When Johnny Comes Marching Home, Oldroyd, Osborne H. The Good Old Songs We Used to Sing, 61-67, a Euro Project Gutenberg. When Johnny Comes Marching Home A Civil War Song Marches On, MIDI and Description, Library of Congress Copy, for Bales, the short film A Nation Sings is available for free download at the Internet Archive.